True. That's so gross. Good morning.
I'm
Okay.
feeling like a turkey today.
Oh, how do turkeys feel like?
Well, I was gonna say shrew, but most people don't know what we mean there. Wow, look at my hair.
Your hair looks great. Can you tell Erin washed her hair last night? It looks amazing.
Once a month, baby.
Who was I talking to yesterday? And I think it was Carissa, and she was saying, "Yes, I showered."
Oh yeah.
Or
It was on the coaching call.
I earned myself a shower or something
yeah.
like that.
Earned my shower today.
I earned myself a shower.
Grateful for warm water.
Happy Thursday, you guys. Let's see who's in the house.
Yeah, let's see who's in the house.
Teresa,
Emerald, Sterling, Jeanette,
Sarah,
Jen,
Jen, Nikki
Nikki,
Johnson,
June Ellen,
Lori,
Lori, Tiffany, Jessica, Joe, Brittany, Tammy.
All right.
Sometimes it shows up that you're watching and then we see a comment. So wait, we already said that name.
So today,
And if we didn't say your name, we need to see you in the comments because obviously we can't see that you're here. Good morning, Tina.
so who watched the movie Titanic? I remember growing up, it was like, I think it was like probably one of the most successful films ever done. But like,
it was like historical.
Yeah, it's like back when I still lived in Israel, and like I remember like that girls in my class literally went to the cinema to watch it like 5 times.
It was a big deal. I saw it in theaters.
I didn't. I watched it like a decade later. I just rather watch Ninja Turtles back in the day.
Wait, what cartoons did you watch though?
Tom and Jerry.
Tom and
And
Jerry.
Smurfs.
Did
How about
you
you?
have-
How about you?
So Sarit grew up in Israel, so we have these kind of conversations often where it's like, did you guys have this? Did you have that? But did you guys have rocket power?
No.
Did you have the Rugrats?
Whoa.
Oh, interesting. Maybe. Wow, that was strange.
So we just had a white screen for like a minute.
Could you guys see us the whole time? It literally just whited out. And
White screen.
Anyways, did you have Rugrats?
Yeah. We had Channel 6.
Which was what? Was that
Which
Nickelodeon?
was, no, it was the kids channel. And it was like whatever, I think it was like
Thundercats.
I think it was like the top, just cartoons. And then when I was 11, then the cable network also bought the Cartoon Network.
Oh, Cartoon Network.
And that was crazy because now we had cartoons for 24 hours. It wasn't just like 9 to 6 or whatever. Do you get, like, it's crazy how times go by so fast because if you think about it, it was like less than 20 years ago, like most channels on TV were only operating for like 9 hours.
And you can tell what age category people are in by what they're saying. Bugs Bunny, Smurfs.
Yes, Smurfs.
Thundercats. What's Fraggle Rock?
Yeah, I don't know what
I don't know what that one is. We either just like aged ourselves up or down. I'm not sure. Tiny Toons. Pinky and the Brain. We are going to take over the world.
Did you see the photo that Sam posted yesterday? It was epic. I love it. Well, we went on a tangent regarding cartoons, but we started talking about the Titanic. So, did you guys watch the Titanic? Comment yes. But the reason why we're asking that is because today's lesson and analogy is going to basically relate to the reason why the Titanic sank. right? And that's because icebergs, you can only, 80% of an iceberg is beneath the surface, right? And on
unseen.
And on the surface, all you see is the top 20%.
And it looks like it's tiny, right? Yeah. It looks little. The top is just itty bitty, like the top of a mountain, right? Iceberg is like a mountain inside the water, floating.
Yeah, I mean, I know we have some Canadians in the house. I remember when I went to visit Canada, and, you know, like a big, just global concern is how fast the icebergs are melting. But those icebergs are like incredibly beautiful and like massive.
It's like an underwater floating mountain.
But like now they're tiny in comparison to how big they were before. You know, and as much as we love planet Earth, today's topic is not about planet Earth, but, you know, like
the concept of an iceberg.
Even if you guys have like, are drinking like a glass of water, if you like to put ice in it or whatever, like, just do this experiment while you're watching, and like put a cube of ice in your glass of whatever and see how much you can actually see that's floating. Like only a tiny bit. I will say it's like less than 20%, to be like completely honest.
Buoyancy.
But the reality is that your journey is like an iceberg, right? Most of the progress that you're making is actually not seen. However, you know, inches lost and weight lost, that's just the tip of the surface. So as a team, what we're going to do right now is we are going to come up with ideas in order to help you gain more clarity of what progress looks like. So the question for you is, what does progress look like for you with regards to health, fitness, weight loss?
I'm going to write down some ideas that I have on something.
Yep.
Because then I also have a question. Oh wait, you're asking about what progress looks like. Yeah, so drop some words, some phrases, some descriptions, adjectives.
Use it from your own experience. Don't overthink it.
Yeah, like what kind of things?
What do you consider progress
for yourself?
Yeah.
And let's talk specifically with change in body composition or
yeah, actually, let's do it for different categories.
In the realm of health, fitness, and body composition. Just to narrow it down. Not just, I mean, principles overlap, but let's get specific to this industry. Clothes fitting better.
Hold on. So, you guys, write it down.
I'm making two. Okay. So we have, I'm going to read these. We have clothes fitting better. Energy.
Reducing body fat percentage.
Reduce BF percentage. Go down, no, other way. I already went to the top.
Having energy.
Yeah, we got that one. Seeing a difference in weight. Body weight.
Good, you guys. Keep going.
Increase energy. Feeling comfortable in my skin. Comfortable in skin. We have better stamina, strength. We have better mood. Okay. Increased strength, losing fat, ability to complete workouts easier. Liking what I see in the mirror. These are kind of duplicates said in different ways too. More muscle. Ability
to do things
easily that were once difficult. Moving with my kids without being tired. Increased stamina, better meal choices. less than 30%, run a 7-minute mile. So that's performance, better sleep. Okay, better attitude, motivation. Okay, cool. So here's what I have.
Yeah. So,
the things you can see and the things you can't.
Yep. So here's how we know that most of you guys in the room are, I mean, we're all on a journey, but I'm going to put this, I'm going to say it straightforward. You guys are focusing on the wrong things.
Well, okay. So can I challenge that?
Yeah.
Those are good things to focus on.
Right.
However, there's a big component that's missing. But I think that the whole world can relate in this one sense in which the things that we are inclined to determine our success are things that we can actually see.
Yes.
With your eyes.
And this is why people who are doing great are struggling with weight loss, because they are not considering the fact that they're making progress, though they could be, right? Because they're only focusing on what they can see, right? And what we can see is the tip of the iceberg, right? Mm-hmm. So it's focusing on the wrong things, right? So really and truly, when it comes to your journey, right? Like progress, most of the progress that you'll be making is going to happen on the part of the iceberg that you can see. Right? And there's a reason why we challenge you guys to do that, because all of your answers are right. However, the fact that you're answering this way tells us that you're focusing on the tip of the iceberg. And this is why, you guys, weight loss is so difficult, because people are educated to focus on the wrong things. So then they feel like a failure if they don't live up to the expectation, because guess what you're going to see on the tip of the iceberg, right, is the smallest part, which means that it's going to require more time and more effort in order to get there, right? So what we're going to do next is we're going to identify progress with regards to what's on the tip of the iceberg and what's beneath.
I made a list. And I split it down the middle. I made a line down the middle of my paper. And I have two sides. And one of them is the tip of the iceberg, the successes that we see within the tip of the iceberg. On the other side is the success that we are aware of that is underneath the surface, right? But everything that you guys listed was on the tip of the iceberg. There were 0 things that we consider to be success, though we may know, and this may be review or just like a good reminder to you guys, or to some of you, that so much of our accomplishment actually happens beneath the surface, and what happens on the top is as a result of what happened below. So if all we're focused on, and why Sarit says you're focused on the wrong thing, is because if you only focus on the top, you're not going to get the top. You have to focus on what's below to get the top. Does that make sense? So now let's think about what kind of things determine our success beneath the surface that we really should be focusing on in order to get what's above the surface.
I want to talk about the behavioral real quick. Like hold on to that point. I think that, especially high performers, this is something that they struggle with. And why high performers are normally like all or nothing people.
If you want to know how to be an actual high performer, click on the link in the post that I put on the Facebook group, or the email that I sent by Brandon Burchard, the book called High Performance Habits.
Yeah, but it's like you fail to recognize the small accomplishments that lead to bigger things, right? But the reality is that if we don't celebrate and acknowledge first acknowledge, right? Those small accomplishments, then we're never gonna be consistent with those enough in order to actually see the change happening. And that's why way too many people give up too soon, because they focus on the wrong things. And that's why it's really important to have this conversation, and why we're asking you these questions, because we challenge you to think differently. Because regardless of how you feel today, whether you feel extremely accomplished and amazing, you feel extremely unaccomplished and like you're stuck in a rut, right? Like, the more you focus on what's on beneath the surface, the more it's going to help you to take more action to actually be able to see what's on the tip of the iceberg. And that's just a byproduct. What you see is the byproduct. It says nothing about the process, right?
But the byproduct happens only in the presence of the right process.
Yeah. So let's take a second to acknowledge, okay, now knowing that, okay, what would be some ways to measure progress that are beneath the iceberg? Beneath the tip of the iceberg.
Below the surface of the water.
Yeah.
So, like, all the things that I have written down really can be summed up into like a couple of categories. And all the things fall within those few categories. So we would love to hear your guys' ideas. And as you're typing, Andy, you said that was you before, or Andrea, before when? Please tell me before the raw transformation, because I hope to God. I always just want to have a hand in all of your success. It's so fulfilling for us to have any kind of part in the reason why you succeed, when so many people have failed you by giving you the wrong strategies and the wrong tools and the wrong guidance. All right, so we have medical, like A1C. What is that, a bra size? Oh, just kidding. Blood pressure, getting off meds.
I would say that
mindset.
Getting off meds is still the iceberg, tip of the iceberg.
Can you see it? Right? The thing is, what somebody can visually, like, actually see versus what you know happens, but nobody knows but you.
Like, what led to somebody getting off of meds?
Okay. We're getting some good ones though. Positive self-talk. That's not something you can see, because oftentimes it just happens in here, right? So changing your script, thinking positively, definitely below the surface. Belief in self, definitely below the surface. Commitment, definitely below the surface. Before I found y'all.
Before I had my Come to Jesus meeting. Yes, those are the best meetings.
If you need to come to Jesus meeting and you want some help, let us know. Being more positive than negative. Yep. Okay. Great. What things do you have in mind?
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys different examples from different scenarios, right? So, for example, for the binge eaters in the house, right? Please do me a favor and raise your hand if you're a binge eater. I used to be one. Not trying to categorize anybody into a box. We just really want to get to know you guys better.
You're not, rather than being classified as a binge eater, do you struggle with binge eating?
Right, exactly.
That's
so, for example, instead of whatever thing you binge with, right? Instead of eating a tub of ice cream, having 3 less bites. That's one. Or let's say
Joe Urban in the house.
Or let's say if chips is your thing, instead of eating an entire bag, eating half a bag.
What would he call that?
I would call that a progression. Everything that's beneath the iceberg, it's all progressions.
So I still think, though, that's something you can see. However,
you can measure.
You can measure.
Yeah.
But it's not a physical. So then meds would also,
No. So for anybody who's taking medication, right? Like either lowering your dosage or getting rid of it, right? That's what's on the iceberg, right?
Nice job, Josie.
Whatever is beneath the iceberg, right? For anybody who's taking medication is what did you do for yourself in order to lower that dosage? So we know, we talked about mental health a little bit yesterday. So for example, like if you're taking any medication for anxiety or depression, for example, I would say surrounding yourself more in a more positive environment, increasing your positive self-talk and doing affirmations every day for 30 days. That would be one example.
It's the way you can best define it, I think, is that if the results that you're looking for externally sit at the top of the staircase, and every step you need to take in order to get to the top of the staircase are the things we often discredit ourselves for actually doing. The steps required to take in order to get to the external goal we want to see are the things that we don't give ourselves credit for, and why we feel like failures when we don't get what's at the top of the staircase. And had you recognized all of the steps you had taken or are in the process of taking in order to get to the top of the staircase to receive your prize, you will have a much easier time continuing taking each step. Mm-hmm. And that's really what we're trying to get at.
So improving body composition, right? Basically lowering body fat. Look, you guys, there's so many different examples for everything. Like it's all relative person to person and where it is that you're at. That's the reality of it. But for example, body composition, things that would be beneath the iceberg is starting to eat vegetables, or eating more vegetables, or eating one less tortilla, or having one less glass of wine, right? That's leading to, right? And let's do like a fitness example, right? So for example, if you wanna, somebody said sub 7-minute mile, I think, right? So doing that would be running consistently 1 mile instead of however many times you run a mile, or if you don't run a mile, like becoming more consistent within the activity, right? That's an example. Or doing a pull-up, right? Getting a pull-up done, that's the tip of the iceberg, right? Everything that would lead up to it would be like basically the journey, right? So whether it's bent over rows, TRX rows, pull-ups, however many progressions you're working on, right? That would be the tip of the surface. So tip of the iceberg. So
can I talk about the word progression?
Yeah.
Every single step you take is the progression, and you cannot get to the top without progression. And the definition of the word progression, I'm going to read it off the computer right now. The definition of the word progression means the process of developing or moving gradually towards a more advanced state. And you need to count every single one of those progressions as a success. And that is what we're talking about.
And this is why so many people fail, because they think that because they're committed, that they're advanced. Just because you're committed does not mean that you're advanced. You have to be real with yourself, right? Again, like you have to own it. It's like, shit, I want to do a pull-up, right?
Oh, I didn't get it in a
but
week.
But keep on working on the same progression and become really good at it.
Yeah. That's
right? Like you want to lose weight, learn how to eat vegetables, become really good at it. Like don't go low carb, intermittent fasting, keto bullshit, blah, blah, blah. One thing at a time. Get really good at it. Really, really good at it, so you can add more to your plate later.
Master the next progression that you get so good at it that it's just normal life. And that's why we always say progress, not perfection. That doesn't mean you shouldn't strive for perfection. However, we also talk about how perfection is an opinion. Perfection is your opinion of where you should be, and it's going to be where every star is aligned perfectly at every moment, and you stay there for your life. And that's just not how life works. Right? So can I read some of the other things too? Like, if you guys have seen, you can Google Iceberg of Success, and there's like a bunch of images that come up, and there's a bunch of words, and it just gives you a really good picture of, what it takes to get to where you want to be. And all of these things normally that we discount and don't consider wins when we need to consider them wins, right? Like having discipline, like having self-control, like having persistence, even in the face of self-doubt, overcoming self-doubt. A lot of things are overcoming fear of failure, overcoming failure itself, right? Overcoming rejection or criticism. When you're making progress and you're taking steps up the staircase, the people who are still sitting at the bottom of the staircase, who don't have the guts to do what you're doing, or don't have the discipline or self-control or drive or motivation or whatever to do what you're doing, will try to pull you down, and they may not even realize that that's what they're trying to do. And that will be criticism, and that will be rejection, and that will be mean words, or that will be encouragement to partake in activities or things that will bring you back down, right? I don't want to see you get hurt. I don't want to see you fail again. I don't want to see, another program. Another diet. Like the naysayers, right? Like overcoming that criticism and all of these things like are underneath, right? Persistence is huge when you overcome every obstacle that you don't feel like getting through, or you don't, it takes courage to get through.
And that's why we always say weight loss is not about the weight that you lose, but who you become in the process. Because the reality is that when you've made massive strides, whether you weigh 135 or 130 really doesn't fucking matter.
Because the strides happen upstairs.
Yeah. But when you're really uncomfortable, for one, if you're at a point where you're really uncomfortable, I'll consider you a beginner. And beginners they focus on the wrong things, they're misinformed, and they don't know what to do right.
And again, it doesn't even matter your weight.
It doesn't matter what your weight is. No, you can be a beginner and you can weigh 120 pounds. You can be a beginner and weigh 250 pounds. And how long you've been doing it does not make you advance. Because where you're at right now is based off of the amount of clarity that you had and your level of follow through. And if you don't follow through currently, it's because you're not clear enough. And you also have more to overcome, and that's okay. And that's a part of the journey. At the beginning, when you're a beginner, you're going to fail so many more times than you're going to succeed, because this is how you learn. However, so many people define themselves as a failure based off of life events that happen to them, when in fact failures are growing opportunities. This is how you learn. You only, when it comes to anything that's really achievable in life, and this is why the traditional school system sucks, because it teaches you that if you fail, you're a failure, and that makes you lesser than.
You get a bad grade and you can't move forward. Right.
When the reality is that failures are learning opportunities.
You may be physically advanced in what you're capable of with your body, but if you're not mentally advanced, you're really not advanced.
You're stuck.
Yeah. Because being mentally, I don't want to say immature, but mentally less developed.
Incompetent?
No, that means like you're just incapable. Or you can't
or you don't have clarity.
Or you can't keep your pee in. No, that's incontinent. Anyways, having a goal of wanting to lose 5 pounds is actually mentally no different than having a goal of wanting to lose 50 pounds. Because if you're stuck, you're stuck. And you're stuck because of the same reasons here, right? I talked to somebody just yesterday who actually signed up for our inner circle, who literally her goal on paper was to lose 8 pounds. Now, if you know the investment of our inner circle, you would not think that, oh, you don't need to invest that much to lose 8 pounds. But when you're mentally stuck, the pain is just as bad. It doesn't matter if it's 8 pounds, 10 pounds, 50 pounds, 100 pounds. When you're stuck, you're stuck. And mentally is more damaging even than physically, because your mind will control what your body ends up doing.
Yeah.
Mentally ignorant. Less advanced. Like, Josie, I hope you mean that comment in regards to the naysayers comments that I was making. I'm pretty sure that's what it was, but.
Yes, Jen Ellen, you're a genius.
I'm a genius. Keep telling yourself, baby, I'm a genius. I'm a genius. I'm a genius until you freaking believe it and then behave like it.
Yeah, she's acting like it.
Yeah.
The last 4 weeks she's been acting like it, and that's why she's doing amazing things for herself. So, the lesson is that collectively as a group, and this is why we show up, you guys, is that you guys are focused on the wrong things, and that's okay. However, you don't know what you don't know, and that's why we're here. To help you focus on the right things so you can gain more clarity. Because when you gain more clarity, you find yourself in a moment of bliss, where you just surrender to the process. And instead of feeling like a failure because you've been working out for 2 years and you still don't have a pull-up, instead you go ahead and you bust out some TRX rows and you get one step forward.
Win.
Right? So it's all about perspective, but you don't know what you don't know. And that's why we're here to provide you clarity so that you can focus more on the right things and do more of the right things, because the more you do the right things over time, the better you will become. And that is why, so many people struggle, because they focus on the wrong things and they're not focusing on being good at one thing at a time and being really consistent with it. Consistency is key, and look, consistency requires time. When it comes to your progress, time is the greatest gift you want to have, because the more time you give yourself to practice something, the better you will become. But the reality is that with the weight loss industry, we're being told that time is the worst thing ever because we want things fast. But guess what? If you're looking for fast or easy, it's never going to be effective, because you're not giving yourself enough time to get better at something. The only way for you to really climb up that staircase ladder that, Erin was talking about, and really see a massive difference when it comes to the iceberg, you need to give yourself time, because you need to practice in order to be better. Just like Kobe Bryant or any great athlete, go ahead and think about your favorite athlete. Did they become great overnight? Absolutely not. It took them decades of practice in order to become better. And here's the thing. This is for those who I would consider more advanced, who are listening to us. Once you get to a level of being advanced, then you're going to need to practice more while paying more attention to detail.
It's fine-tuning.
Right. Paying more attention to detail. But guess what? If you haven't mastered the basics, then you're not even going to be able to handle the detail. Right? Like, if you don't practice making 100 shots a day, how are you going to practice 1,000 shots after practice? You're just not going to be able to do that. And that's why keto, you guys, and carb cycling and all these things are not people's problems. Their problems are the fact that they're focusing on the wrong things, which is the tip of the iceberg, instead of focusing on the right things, like we talked about here.
Yeah, and another good example from the Titanic is like the tip of the iceberg and striving for that, another thing that I would say is beneath the surface is also patience. Having patience. And if you think about it, like keto, intermittent fasting, any approach we take that we are in hopes of getting to the external result as fast as possible. It's kind of like when the Titanic was headed for the iceberg and they saw it too late. It's like, shit, you cannot recover. You're going down. You're going down. You tried to get there fast, you're going down. Didn't they actually speed the ship up?
I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't know.
That was a
Anyways,
really long
that was a really long time ago. But, you know, it's like if you focus on the external and you try to get there as fast as possible, by the time you even get close, you're going to realize it's too late, you're going down.
Wouldn't you rather the journey, like let's say you have 100 pounds to lose, wouldn't you rather put in all the work and know that it's going to take you at least a year, but do it for 1 year instead of try to lose weight for 16 years and still be stuck?
Yeah, it's like cruising the Caribbean. I'm just cruising.
Yeah.
I'm just cruising. I'm going to enjoy the process. I'm going to recognize when I'm successful below the surface. I'm going to take it in. I'm going to see my wins. You know, like you don't have, the faster you try to go, the harder you fall.
And look, I get it why, you know, it could be challenging for a lot of people because the way that, you know, 21st century, like the way that the 21st century is, like we live our life at a fast pace, right? So we expect this to be fast, but no, like anything great in life. I mean, look, I want to get into finances and real estate. You guys, we're going to start teaching you finances soon because here's the thing. Like with everything that's happening in the world, like knowing your finances is equally as important as making your health a priority, because if you ain't got money, you can't do anything.
And all this, it's all the same concepts.
It's all the same concepts.
Literally the same concepts.
And that's why it's going to make a huge impact on you, because if you realize this in one way, you're going to be able to apply it to your own personal finances.
Erin and Sarit gone business and finance.
Yeah. And that's fine.
Edition 2.0.
But you know, the greatest things in life, the things that are going to give you the most reward are going to take time. And you know, the way that we live our 21st century, like preaches the exact same opposite.
Same opposite?
Sorry, the exact opposite or the same difference. I don't know. I had the same idea. I said it in two different ways. So, you know, like if you're having a aha moment, like for one, like this is why we're here, like to show you the light and to help you have those aha moments, because this is probably, like if you haven't heard us say it before, this is probably the first time that you're hearing this. Like, what? I only need to focus on one thing at a time.
That's too easy.
That's too easy. That's weird.
Try it.
Do that for 14 days. Be consistent with that for 14 days and then come back to us and then we will tell you something else to do. But most people are going to give up before 14 days.
It's actually not easy.
It's not.
It's not easy. Try to focus on one thing. Like the reason the people in our inner circle are in our inner circle is because trying to focus on one thing, you have a hard time trusting the process.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You think this isn't going to get me to where I want to be. Oh, just doing this. Oh, just doing that. But it's the compound effect. It's the compound effect of anything. Small actions taken consistently over a long duration will equal great results. Mm-hmm. And it's the only way you can get and sustain. But it seems like it'd be easy to just focus on one thing at a time, but because it feels so easy, it's also easy to feel like that's not going to be enough. Mm-hmm. And we're not going to make the progress that we want. # patience. That's where that comes in. Yeah, you remember the story, the tortoise and the hare? I feel like I wrote this in an email. I did write it in an email. Pretty sure it's in the Burn Zone emails. But it's like the tortoise and the hare, like everybody wants to start out fast and like blast off and go, but then you end up fucking taking a nap and then you snooze, you lose.
Hold on. Say something.
Slow it. Something. I have a confession. I'll make a confession while Sarit's doing whatever genius she's doing. I'm not sure, but it's always genius. I have a confession. I didn't put any makeup on today.
Do we ever? Wow.
Nor do I ever. Actually, sometimes I do, but I thought about it when I was rubbing my face, and I was like, oh, I'm so glad I can do this. Or all those like Instagram influencers have to be all perfect. I seen them with the light behind, and they're like, okay, oh my God. I spilled fucking toothpaste on my shirt today, and I'm still wearing the same shirt.
Okay, so this is related to finance, but we're gonna break it down for you guys in weight loss terms. So, you can't dominate if you don't penetrate, and you won't penetrate by using reasonable levels of activity.
All I heard was the word penetrate. Can you read that again?
Yep. You can't dominate if you don't penetrate, and you won't penetrate by using reasonable levels of activity.
Okay, but that sounds like the opposite of what we're saying. Because yes, there is the concept of taking massive action. However, if that amount of action is not used to being taken, you will fail. You have to get to 1x before you can get to 10x. You have to get to 2x before you can get to 10x. You have to get to 3x before you can get to 10x, and so on and so forth.
Hold on.
So yes, we take massive action in our business, in our health and fitness. However, in order to get to where we want to be, however, we started with 1x and 2x and then 3x. You can't get to 100 without getting to 5. So start with where you are with the idea that eventually you want to get to massive action and penetrate all the things.
Yeah, hold on.
All I heard was dominate and penetrate, and I don't know what happened.
Yeah, see. You guys, like...
Say penetrate again. Guess who said that?
Crystal.
Julie.
Well,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, they're kind of like the same person.
Yeah, it's amazing. I cannot wait until we have a retreat. This is going to be epic.
By the way, Julie, I want to put you on the spot right now. I know you're really doing your best to take care of it, but if you can, if you're by any chance close to Sergeant, whatever his name is, take the phone to him right now, show him what we're doing, and let's have him a part of the show. We want to penetrate him.
Oh.
Come on.
Wait, who?
Somebody amazing who needs to be a part of our show.
Sergeant?
He's a sergeant. I don't know his name.
Sergeant penetrated somebody?
No, we
Boogie.
need to penetrate. We need Julie
Boogie.
to penetrate to him.
Do you know what the word penetrate means?
Yeah, I know very well what penetrate means.
Boogie? Boogie, say hi. You're famous. Julie said she spoke to him today. Boogie!
Yay!
Why not for Hare? Hey. Hey, listen to Momo. He does not give a shit.
Man,
Say hi, Boogie.
Where is it?
Boogie, look at Mama. Oh my gosh. This fool.
Oh my gosh.
He's so freaking tired. He already played this morning with Ball and him friend Zoe. So he's now napping. I'm a sergeant. He's a sergeant major. Get it right.
Sergeant Major, yes. Now I will always remember this.
You need to stop saying penetrate.
Who said that?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, you guys.
Okay, what's the concept? What's the concept?
The tortoise and the hare.
The tortoise?
How do you say the word?
Who did any of you take a tortoise this morning? I love that she doesn't know English all the way.
How do you call it?
It's T-O-R.
Tortoise.
Yeah, not T-U-R-D. Tortoise.
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 Am I saying it?
Tortoise. This has just turned into like a real live.
Yeah, well, welcome to our live.
As if we weren't live before. Okay, so
Man.
how much more time do you need? 40 minutes?
No, I'm like rereading the book.
People got to get to work.
I know. I thought I highlighted it because I remember reading it. I'm like, man, this is so good. I was having an aha moment, and I want to share it with you guys.
Hey, Andrea, I love it. She says, "Coach."
Andrea, I was thinking about you when we saw the name of our topic today, because we were talking about it last night.
Oh my, okay, so you got 10 more seconds. Everybody counting down with me.
Oh, I found it. Wow.
Let's go.
Okay.
Did you really, or are you lying?
No. See,
Yeah, no, you're still flipping through pages.
Tortoise and
the
hare.
tortoise and the turd.
Okay, we have all heard the fable.
Wait, everybody. Listen.
It was
Sarit
meant
has
to be.
something to say.
We have all heard the fable of the tortoise and the hare. The implied lesson, of course, is that the tortoise wins because
Can you read it again and not say tortoise? Tortoise.
Frustrated.
You know when you say a word too many times?
Join us.
You know when you say a word. You know when you say a word too many times and you like actually forget the meaning of the word? That almost just happened to me.
We have all heard the fable of the tortoise and the hare. The implied lesson, of course, is that the tortoise wins because he plods along and takes his time, whereas the hare rushes, becomes tired, and misses his opportunity to win. We are supposed to derive the meaning that we should be tortoises, individuals who approach our goals steadily and slowly. Hold on. You ready for a magical moment? Just wait. If there was a third player in the fable who had the speed of the hare and the steadfastness of the tortoise, it would smoke them both and have no competition. The fable would then be called Smoked. The suggestion here is to approach your goals like the tortoise and the hare by attacking them ruthlessly from the beginning and also staying with them throughout the course of the race. Was that worth it or not?
That was great. So what I would say is figure out what you can maintain.
Yeah.
What speed can you maintain, tortoise?
And that's why, like, for example, right, I'm just going to give you guys an example. Let's say, you know.
Can I complete that thought too? Is like, figure out what pace you can maintain. Start slower than you think, and you can always speed up. But if you start too fast and you can't maintain, you're going to go down.
You're going to burn out.
So take these principles and apply them in whatever way it works best for your life. Start slower than you think. You can always speed up, and then speed up only to the degree in which you know you can maintain that speed. And as time goes on, you can continue increasing the speed and still maintain it.
Exactly. So for example, if you don't currently work out, don't try to work out 5 days a week or every day. Be very consistent with 3 times a week. Show that your body can recover. Approaches look so much easier on paper than they are on real life. You want to be ruthless with regards to your approach. Treat it like you're a hawk and you're like, I'm going to pay attention to detail with regards to that one thing all day, every day. Get so good at it, and then add one more thing to the plate. But everybody treats this journey like the hare, and then within 30 days they're back to square one.
So there's 3 players in the game, right?
Yeah.
And the name of the third player is
Smoked.
Tortoise. There's the tortoise, and there's the hare, and then there's Mighty Tortoise. Mighty Tortoise.
I'm clearly saying it wrong because y'all are dying right now. And I'm like, how? Tortoise.
I think it's also because I made a big deal.
Tortoise.
Had I not said anything, they would have been
Am
like,
I
oh,
saying
that's
it
funny.
right? Tortoise?
You're saying that because that's what I said.
Is it tortoise?
No, what's your other option?
What do you mean? Hare?
What's If you spelled what 2 letters would you use?
E-R.
Okay. What other 2 letters could you use? Mm-hmm.
Right there. Where's T.I. at?
Who else, like, how else do other people spell it? You are,
Oh.
right? Now, how is tortoise spelled?
With a O. T-O-R.
What's that noise you just made?
T-O-I-S-E.
Okay.
Tortoise.
There.
Tortoise.
There you go.
Tortoise.
Yeah. English.
English 101.
Pronunciation.
Okay, you guys, we really hope that you enjoyed today's episode.
Right there, isn't that Chingy?
Chingy. Where he been at? We need to have him on the show too.
He went too fast and he blew up.
See, that's what happens to most people. They blow up so soon. Too soon.
I like it when you do that right. All right, anyways, okay guys, so she did it, yay!
I have a question for you guys, for anybody who's in the room, because this is something that Erin and I were discussing. I mean, as you guys know, we are business owners, and our mission is to really dominate the world by teaching the right things to people. However, with everything that's happening with the world's economy, we really find it equally as important to teach people and you guys about personal finances so that you can have a plan. Because here's the thing, like, not having any money is equally as big of a problem as being unhealthy or being unhappy. And in fact, I believe that all three things are completely interrelated and intertwined. So answer with a yes or a no if you would like us to start teaching you some finances on this show as well. Comment yes or no, because that's all we need in order to, like, start doing episodes with regards for that.
For sure, there's a lot of people struggling right now.
Abby, look at this shirt!
Abby! Hey!
Shout out to Abby for hooking us up with these amazing swag things.
Yes. Awesome. This is amazing. So we'll start implementing some of this stuff. Look, the principles still apply. It's just a matter of a different industry. But we are all in the industry of life. And if all of these things encompass life, then great. We're happy to chat about them.
And here's why it's important too, you guys. Look, like, for anybody who ever gets to our inner circle, we're telling you this, your life will change. If you're in the inner circle right now and you already know that that's happening, even if you're just one weekend, give us an amen, hell yeah. Like, it breaks our heart when people are really, really wanting to get into our programs and are like, I can't afford it. Right? So though you can always become resourceful, like, I believe that yes, you can have it all, just like you can with your health, same with your life. Like, you know, to rob yourself the opportunity of experiencing amazing things for yourself so you can elevate your life, but being limited because you don't have money, for one, it's all a mindset thing, right? So we'll teach you how to overcome that. And for two, it's because you haven't been taught. And like, we don't learn the most important things in school, and this is what drives me nuts. Like health, imagine if you were taught what we talked about this morning, right? Like, while you're reading The Tortoise and the Hare, I hope I said it right, you know, and then you went to finance class, you know, I think our world would look so much differently. You know what I mean?
Abby, we're going to clearly need some more swag because people love Sarit's tank top. I'm a little offended because I'm wearing one of my favorite new dad shirts and y'all don't even care. Hey, where are my t-shirt homies in the house? Who likes t-shirts?
Brittany Lightfoot, shout out to you because you're doing amazing things for yourself. And sometimes you guys are going to, like, you know, bite the bullet anyways because your intuition tells you that you'll figure it out anyways. And that's amazing. However, we want you to have it all. We really do, and that's why we're so passionate about it.
So, moving on then, we do have our Community Builder Challenge that is live this week and next week until Friday, so a week from tomorrow. And what I want you guys to do is, hey, Tammy, can you make a post on the Erin and Sarit page and see like who wants what kind of swag, just so we have an idea in the future for like what we can put out and what you guys want, because we're not just going to make it to make it. We want to make what you guys want. But anyways, now the Community Builder Challenge. We're running this and we're giving prizes because we know that we have the information and the knowledge and the mindset to give and transfer to so many people that need it. And so we're asking for your help and we want to reward you for it. So there is a first and a second place prize. For the first and second, for the person who invites the most and the second person who invites the most, what you need to do in order to win or qualify is share these videos. You can click the share button, post it on your page, and tag us in it. That's step one. Step two is invite as many friends as you know will benefit to the Erin and Sarit public Facebook group. That is where we're at right now, where we go live. And we will be keeping tallies of who's doing what. And first place winner is going to get the X Endurance Lean Plus and a 30-minute coaching strategy session. Second place is getting a coaching strategy session. So we want to give to you guys. We constantly give to you guys because we know as long as you keep showing up, we're going to keep providing.
Because we want to help you. We want to help you. You know, this is about you. We feel so fulfilled from, you know, knowing that we're making an impact on you. Because here's the thing, you guys, the reason why we're doing this is because I remember, I don't know if you guys listened to my interview or like a part of it, but you know, my greatest fears in life are, for one, not reaching my true potential, and for two, not being healthy, because I know that I won't have physical freedom. I'm literally on a mission to not only for myself accomplish abundant freedom in every area of my life, but in the process of that, what's the point of keeping it all for myself if I can't share it with you guys? Right? Because like, look, you know, the greatest things in life are great when they're shared. Right? Like you when you have an amazing meal, you want to take like your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife out on a date. You don't just want to have it by yourself. And that's just the reality of it. So
community,
you know, as we want to become by sharing the love with you guys. And really, this is why we do the show. And this is why starting Wednesdays, next Wednesday, for female empowerment, we're going to start talking about finances, because we want to empower you guys, because you guys are amazing. And we want you to be more amazing. And we don't want you to be limited. And if you feel like you're limited, it's because a lot of people have told you that and you haven't been taught differently, and that's okay. And that's why you need to be here. So please, if you know anybody who will benefit, we know that honestly, any person will benefit from listening to our show. If they don't want to, that's on them. They're just not ready to change their life. However, we ain't got time for their bullshit, right? But like, for anybody who's
they ain't got time for their bullshit.
No, they ain't got time. So, you know, if you believe in this show, if you find it like maybe even halfway entertaining, or you're just here for Boogie, like, please, you know, like, give back to the way we give back to you by just sharing the love. That's literally all we're asking you to do. And of course, if you're going to go above and beyond, just like with anything else in life, we want to reward you.
Holla.
So spread the love. We're grateful for you. Oh, real quick. We will, this evening at 3 p.m. Pacific time, we will be speaking on a panel with regards to the power of relationships with COVID. And we are going to post a link and have you guys join in if you would like to. Because we know that, again, like, it's one more way for you guys to learn more. So we want to add as much value as we can to you.
Abby, if you're still here, look at Juna Lynn's comment. I had coffee with Erin and Sarit today. That is an epic shirt.
That's so good.
That is an epic shirt.
With a boogie paw.
With a boogie paw.
That would be amazing.
We need mugs too. We're gonna get on that somehow.
Yeah, we will.
Okay, yes, so you heard all the things.
Yeah, that's it.
How
Hopefully,
do they get to the relationship thing?
a Zoom link will be posted. So there's
the page.
actually so much going on within the next 24 hours. And then you guys, tomorrow we're interviewing a Paralympic gold medalist, Ty Dutcher, who is an Olympic swimmer, gold medalist. His story is incredible, and you guys have to attend this. The Zoom link will be posted later this evening after we will post the link for this evening's panel, because there is so much going on and we don't want to confuse you. So we're going to do everything in a timely basis for you guys. So just a quick recap. Share the love, spread the love, okay, so that we can help to make a bigger impact on more people. Okay, after you do that, if you can, attend the webinar this evening. It will be at 3 p.m. Pacific time. It's going to talk about relationships, overcoming adversities with the power of relationships. Okay, that will be at 3 p.m. tonight. And then tomorrow, 6 a.m., as always, we'll be interviewing a gold medalist, Paralympic swimmer, who has an incredible story to share, and we want to share it on our platform to you guys, because he has so many useful things to say that you can all definitely benefit from listening. So
absolutely,
yeah.
So be there.
Be there.
We should have a t-shirt design contest, because Heather also said Curtis the Tortoise, which I think is also hilarious. So
I don't know who that is, but that's okay.
She just made it up.
Oh,
the Tortoise, Curtis the Tortoise.
You guys, that's okay. I take these jokes with love, because I know that it's a term of endearment.
Yeah, we're teasing for fun.
Yeah, I love you guys too. You guys are amazing. Hopefully you can join us this evening and tomorrow. We would love to see you guys. Stay awesome, be awesome, have an amazing day.
Bye.